Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Canes will kick it away to start us off. And he's going to try to return this one. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll give it to the back. Got the first down and more. Breaks into the open. They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down.
What a run, man. I tell you what, it's hard to pop runs. It's hard to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards a lot of times. But when you got backs like this who can make huge plays with the speed, getting out in the open field, they take it the distance on every play, defenses are scared out of their mind.
They make the tackle at the 36, but they're in plus territory now with the 15-yard pickup. They've got it at the 36. It's a 1st and 10.
42.
Give to the running back. He'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. You know, when you get off to a tough start in conference play like these guys have, sometimes the temptation is just to try to get through it, play out the string. How can they turn it around?
Well, they just need to put a game together in all 3 phases for 4 quarters, and they haven't been able to do that yet this year, especially, David, when they've gotten an ACC play.
Yeah, and he rolls into the house.
And this defense really wanted to come out and set the tone and be physical, but the offense did that. They took control. They owned the line of scrimmage. They create the big explosive run on the first drive to really set the tone in this football game.
And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. Kickoff unit is out there again, and this crowd is feeling themselves after that last drive. And he's not going to take the touchback. Tackled at the 24 and almost breaks even with the yardage he would have gotten with a touchback. From the wide receiver. The inside handoff. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Man, you know this guy dreamed of starting this game off right and running the football and positive and being the guy throughout the day, not coughing it up on the first carry. Going to have some resilience because he's going to get more totes. He's got to make sure he's ready for it.
Liberty takes over the Flames, sending the offense back onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. Quick completion to the right. There he goes. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows. He can run slants. He can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
Here's a quick throw out to the left. Touchdown, Liberty! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
And the extra point makes it 14-0. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll return it. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. To save this has been a slow start is a bit of an understatement, and they really need to get it going here, Jesse.
That's right. The opponent is firing on all cylinders right out of the gate. Offensively, for this unit, they've been slow and struggling. They need an explosive play to wake themselves up.
Yeah, and it's just the first quarter, so it's not the end of the world. You've seen slow starts, but you got to continue to pick and pick and pick until you find that play or that scheme that you can use against this defense.
That's the kind of play that can really get you going as they have a first down at the 43.
Great job by the offense. Listen, if the defense is going to sit back in zone, you know what you got to do. Run those crossers across the formation. Those guys that they're looking at the quarterback, they're not trying to pick up receivers all the time. Make those precise throws, right in those holes, get those first downs, get those big chunks.
Nice gain on that play, but leaves it a little short of the first down. The Canes with a second and short to keep this drive moving. Running back searching for a hole. And the defense got it.
Man, that's the second fumble of the game. That's day one. Like, we go over this, cover each point of the football, tuck it away, don't reach it out from your body. So frustrating for a coach. You draw up all these scripts and all these plays, and the first thing you do the first two drives is cough the football.
And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
I don't care who you are, but if you're going to have success offensively, you've got to have some semblance of a running game. They didn't have it their last time out. They obviously really struggled in that game. And in this one, just not getting enough push up front, and it's putting them in some really difficult situations.
It'll be third and long. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On third down, he drops the throw. Wide open downfield. Really nice job to convert that third down, and they've got it at the 33.
It's all about critical downs and distances on defense. You want to be great unit defensively, you've got to be good on third down and in the red zone. For this defense giving up a third down like that, that is just a gut punch.
And he's left with no option. He just threw it away.
A nice job by the quarterback there. You're outside the pocket, nobody's open, so you throw the ball away knowing that you still have more chances to get this first down.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? They go to the ground. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that play shows you really what this defense is about. It's a difficult one to attack. They're really good. One of the best in the country. They come at you from all angles. So I'm interested to watch. How do you mix up the play calling? How do you keep the defense off balance? Because they are a good one.
Finding an escape route. Didn't get nearly enough done on third down. He's brought down at the 31-yard line.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
Just into the end zone, and he'll bring it out. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. They'll snap this one to start the drive from their own 22. They'll send the back in motion. They'll start this drive with a pass. Back open to Milton. That one can really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
Buys a little time. Got his man on the right. Stopped at the 47 after a 10-yard gain.
And when you get zone coverage and you're running curls and the wide receiver sprints off the ball, you know what happens? That DB starts to bail, and that wide receiver comes back, and it's easy pitch and catch for the offense.
And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones,
explosive play for the first down.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating a...
Another interception. That's number 17 on the year. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
And this offense just can't get out of their own way. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers. Jesse, you have to take better care of the football. They're turning this thing over like they're a non-profit.
Yeah, this thing goes back to football 101. 5 points of pressure. Everybody who touches the football. Forget about X's and O's in schemes and personnel groupings. You just have to do the fundamental things correctly, and it is killing them in this game.
To the ground with the back. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
Yeah, this man, you got to do a better job blocking. And I tell you what, that's kind of been a theme throughout the season. They haven't been high-powered. They haven't really figured out who they are yet. And they still got time. The season's not over yet, but this offense still in identity mode.
Oh, he was in the backfield immediately. A 3-yard loss.
Love the job by the defense here with their eye discipline. That's an RPO. It can be tricky to locate the football, but they found the running back quickly. Those linebackers and DBs really came screaming down to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
Picks up just a few before he's brought down, not really willing to take a risk there on 3rd and long. And that is the final play of the quarter, and guys, Liberty has the lead here. Really strong performance so far to be able to build a lead here in the first period as we look at the stats. Big turning point as we head into the second and get this game rolling again. Puts a boot to it. Didn't see a lot of him in that loss last week, only called on twice. And they'll haul down the returner to start us on the next drive. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They've got nothing done so far, and they already find themselves in a 3-possession hole, Jesse. Oh, he's got some space. They get him corralled, but not until he's in the red zone. They'll mark it at the 14.
Okay, ready?
Finally, this offense starting to shake the cobwebs and get things moving. It's 1st and 10. Fights off a defender. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Guys, they're really starting to find a rhythm in conference play now. They'll try to keep it going through the rest of this ACC slate.
I think it's really important because they're building confidence early in the season. There were a lot of expectations on this team to play well, and they've been doing that. Obviously, David, they've got bigger challenges ahead.
Yeah, and the conference play, obviously you want to see that continue to grow. The confidence, the familiarity with each other within, obviously, is a lot of time that's a big deal. The rivalries that come with it. So, great start, a lot of positive momentum built for this squad.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big 3rd down in the red zone. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Boy, they'd love to pick up this conversion and go to work with a 1st and goal.
Pound 55 weak.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. And the incomplete pass will bring up 4th down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Looking for the score. Touchdown, Hurricane. Grab the short pass to put the 6 on the board.
And it's so underrated. The relationship between a QB and a wide receiver, the timing, the ability to know where he's going to be and be accurate with the football, that's what leads to nice touchdowns, Jesse.
Well, and the chemistry between these two guys has to be great when you're throwing into the end zone because coverage is going to be tight. The throw might not be perfect, but this is something these two guys have been repping in practice over and over and over, and it's paying dividends now on game day.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Liberty takes over, and the Flames offense ready to go to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. They'll guide him out of bounds down at the 25-yard line. You can can work your way down the field with these wide receiver screens, but also look for the opportunity to turn them into chunk plays later.
No doubt, you throw it quickly. You get it to him now. DB comes up, has to make a tackle. Now you fake it maybe a little bit later on. So these plays, they're not huge plays all the time, but they can set up big plays down the road for your offense.
That's just a really nice job by the running back, making the first guy miss and going to get positive yards. This guy's got some wiggle, and you saw it on that play.
Now from the 36-yard line, it's 1st and 10. They'll ride the hot hand. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
He wants to change this route. They'll try to get the edge with the toss play here. They were trying to hit the corner on that loss, but the defense refused to lose contain.
They're trying to run the football. There's just nowhere to go for the ball carrier inside. He tried to bounce it to the outside. That linebacker way too fast. He met him there and forced the TFL.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the 4th down.
Looks it all the way in, and now turns his attention upfield. Working his way on the return up to the 40-yard line before he stops. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. This feels like a pivotal moment. Get the ball back on the punt. You need to put points on the board on this drive.
Yeah, it's a sense of urgency right now has got to be high for this offense. Trailing the way they are here, David, they've got to be able to put something together, score some points, and build confidence.
Yeah, it's not panic time, but you do want to build that confidence and find something that you can do well to start to build on. I think this offense is starting to figure themselves out a little bit.
This tight end is such a weapon because he can line up all over the field. That time he starts in the slot. He's running the corner route against zone coverage, and he's just got athleticism and wiggle and the ability to separate and make big plays. So nice to have a target like that.
Bringing the heat. Just so smooth along the sideline to drag that toe and get the completion. And the Canes in a good spot here with 2nd and short. They'll run play action. Got the back over the middle. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain.
I like the running back there on the route and the patience he showed, really setting it up. He got to the defender, he was able to put his foot in the ground, get some separation, catch it, and turn upfield for a first.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. And the Hurricanes have put themselves in dire straits after that last play at 2nd and a mile. Motion from the back. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. It's complete to the left. That one takes it down to the 13-yard line. We're at the 2-minute timeout, and these guys really need to build a little momentum to cut into this lead before halftime. They're facing a 3rd down. Off the play fake. Got it in the middle to start. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's 1st and goal from the 8.
And it's tough on the defense there. 3rd down, you're in zone coverage. Everybody's watching the quarterback, and you're trying to make a break on the ball, but he just got it out of his hands too quickly.
And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Miami!
And that's a nice drive, a nice physicality, punching it in with the run game. And here's the thing. I like where this offense is going. Nice job creating some momentum, going into the half, cutting down the lead. This thing could get really exciting. Nice job answering the bell right before the half.
And with the extra point, they close it to a 17-14 game. So that's a 60-yard touchdown drive. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he'll bring it out of the end zone. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. They'll go to the ground. Turning it on. Found a bunch of room and got it to the 44-yard line. The new popular phrase for a favored team not really coming out of the gates quickly is that they're playing with their food. There are a lot of peas being pushed around the plate right now, guys.
Yeah, Reese, they've been stumbling around. They've been making mistakes and shooting themselves in the foot in this game. But, David, I think you also have to give credit to the underdog in this game because they're just playing with more intensity. They look like they want it more.
Oh, dude, when you come out the gates in the first quarter, it's adrenaline, it's passion, it's being talked about as the underdog. As this game goes on, can they keep that intensity up? Right now, they're doing a heck of a job.
Leaves it with the running back. Able to pick his way forward for a decent game before the defense gets him down.
And those plays from a defensive perspective, man, they're just super annoying because now I'm in the worst spot ever. Third and manageable. Like, I don't know if you're passing, don't know if you're running. So nice job by this offense keeping this defense off balance and creating a third down opportunity that's in their favor.
Takes the easy one to the back. Just couldn't find any room, and he wound up throwing it in reverse. They lost yardage.
Well, they try to spit it out to the running back on the perimeter of the field. You saw the speed and recognition by the defense, though. How quickly they were able to get to the back and get him down for a big loss.
So the offense is going to go for it on fourth down. Trying play action. He slings it deep to the left. And it's incomplete. The long pass downfield, they couldn't hook up.
Man, aggressive play calls. Everybody wants you to be aggressive. They're aggressive. They take their shot. Now they got to live with a little bit of the consequences. They turn the football over on downs. Now their defense has to go out on the field and make some stops.
They get him down at the 36. It will be a first down.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
To the air on first down. Fires to the wideout. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot.
Well, even though that was an incompletion, I wouldn't be surprised if this secondary wants to start playing deeper coverages. Because this offense has shown that they're willing to be aggressive. They've got a lot of speed. This defense cannot allow any big plays here in the second half.
And that one's incomplete. We're taking a shot there, but couldn't hook up.
You know, it's a good decision by the QB because his intended target wasn't open, so throw it out of bounds and you can move to play another day here on this drive.
On third and long, he has to throw for it. Unloads to the wideout. Boom. Catch in the middle. It's Brown. There's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Off play action on first down. Fires to the tight end. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. And the Flames will boot it away to start the second half. He's going to take a chance from midway in his end zone. They drag him down at the 22. He gambled for the big return out of the end zone and came up a little short. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. I imagine we'll see them go right back to work up top after how productive that passing game was in the first half.
And it's interesting. If I'm the defense and I've got the lead, they've had success throwing the football, but we're winning. I don't know that this defense changes too much of what they've done in the first half.
I think they got to do a better job with pass rush. They might want to change their coverages as well because because they're probably at this point expecting this offense to have to keep throwing, considering they did have success in the first game.
Yeah, and you see running backs in today's football, they play a wide receiver basically for you, but you got to find a guy that you can throw it to, and you know he's going to catch the ball consistently.
The Hurricanes come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive.
Yankee blue! Yankee blue! Freedom! Freedom!
On 3rd and short, they'll try to convert through the air. Finds a man on the right. Defense caught out of position, and they get him down finally at the 38.
That's what's so scary about this offense. They've got guys in the perimeter that can change the game in one single play, and you saw it right there. Too much speed on the perimeter.
Breaks into the open. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. He's all the way down to the 3. Showed it all on that run. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They use those back-to-back explosives to set him up 1st and goal.
Spider!
Pushes ahead. Touchdown, Canes. They take the lead with the 6. Precision blocking up front. Created the open lane, and the running back followed it beautifully.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to follow an offensive line that makes those holes and just gives you a caravan all the way to the end zone. What an unbelievable job blocking up front.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Hey, guys, just wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the SEC. Georgia is running away with this one, thanks to an offense that's been sicking them since the opening kickoff.
Steps out of bounds across the 25. They'll mark it at the 26, and a good pickup for this offense here. Liberty takes over the Flames, sending the offense back onto the field. The give to the tailback. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, I think the running back kind of went rogue on that last running play. I'm not sure it was designed to go that direction. He tried to make it happen on his own, and unfortunately ended up losing yards.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Pulls and fires it complete to the right. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down marker.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Big 3rd down coming from their own 31. Defense tries to get off the field. He'll pull it on the read. And there were some collisions in there, and the D finally stops him short of the marker.
That's got to hurt if you're the offense, because you're thinking with this quarterback and his size and his athleticism, that's going to be an easy 1st down pickup on the option play. But how about the physicality up front by this defense, stuffing him at the line of scrimmage?
And the punt team able to sling him to the ground. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. He stuck the last drive in the end zone. They'll try to follow suit here. He wants to start this drive with a pass. Complete to the right. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. Wonder if they'll be conservative on 1st and 10.
Here we go!
From the shotgun, they'll run it. And a good, solid pickup for the defense. Cuts him down.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, though. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Defense playing a bail technique. Power football with the run. There he goes. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down. And the Canes come to the line with a fresh set of downs.
This shouldn't be a surprise to anybody. If you've got the lead in the 3rd quarter and you want to keep it, you got to bleed the clock. Best way to do that, run the football. And you're now seeing this offense call these run plays back to back. They are trying to be physical, and they're trying to stay on the field.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
From the gun. He's moving out of the pocket. They get him on the ground at the 3-yard line, but this defense is taking some punches.
I really like the play by the quarterback. Very, very smart. Listen, early in the downs, goal-to-go situation. Drop back. You don't see it right away. Tuck it and get positive yards. Make that next down easier so I can try to get a little bit closer to the goal line and I can get that touchdown. Headsy play by the QB.
Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. And here they come to give it another shot on 3rd and goal from the 3. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. Fires to the end zone. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down.
And this is the part of the field, man, you really got to have a plan because these windows get smaller and you're trying to fit that ball into the end zone. It's difficult to do. Quarterback, receivers, they got to be.
And that one is picked up in the end zone.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football. He's starting to develop that. His 3rd interception on the season just with a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
They are pinned deep in their own territory. They'll snap it from their own floor to start the drive. They'll run the RPO and throw it right. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
I mean, getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for him.
Didn't find much room. He'll pick up a couple out to the 5.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going. It squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Absolutely nowhere to go as this defense makes a 3rd down stop. The Flames will line up to punt it away. 4th time tonight we've seen this guy come on to punt, and the returner is stopped. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. And boy, they missed an opportunity last time throwing that pick in the red zone, David.
Yeah, and you got to put that frustration behind you. You can't turn it over. That's a cardinal sin. You know better than that, Jesse. You can't take points off the board, but you got to move on.
I do. I think he just got way too overeager down in the red zone that last drive. So just come out here, trust your reads, trust what your coaches have told you to do, and just go out and execute the offense.
The Canes with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. Back to pass on 2nd down. Gets it out quickly. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
This slot receiver is a guy the defense has to be careful of. He runs good routes. He's got some speed, and if you're not careful, this guy can gash you.
The offense down to the 22 on 1st and 10. Got his man. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Split the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. 1st and goal from the 8.
On the set.
We've reached a break, and Miami is holding on to the lead. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. 1 quarter to go, and might we have the makings of a classic 4th quarter finish. They'll try to open this quarter by sticking it in the end zone here.
Let's go. Look right here, one time.
Little touch pass to the receiver. So the pop pass is busted up in the backfield for a loss.
Offense trying to go push pass on 1st down on the goal line, but the defense concentration and to get the tackle for loss.
Come on, set.
The play action fake. Wide out trying to get it in. Touchdown, Hurricane. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row. Offense gets the job done again. You want to build that cushion as we get deeper into the second half.
Man, it makes it easy, doesn't it? You start getting up by a couple possessions, making the offense very predictable on the other side. Great job by the offense extending their lead.
They're getting set to kick it away, and that last score took a little oomph out of this crowd. He'll bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Liberty takes over, and the Flames offense ready to go to work. They really didn't move the ball at all the last time they had it, and hoping for better fortune this time around. It's complete to the right.
This is the moment for this offense to put a drive together. It doesn't matter what's happened up to the point of this game, but you're trailing right now. You've got to put some points up on the board. This is where all 11 guys need to be playing together as one.
Makes the grab. They've got it out to the 34 after getting 5 there.
And this offense is going to have to come up clutch, man. Like late in the football game, you are trailing. This is why you get paid the big bucks. This is why the quarterback is the glamour position. Like, you've got to trust him. He's got to come through. They got to put a few drives together here to get back in this football game.
Well, this defense knew coming in they were going to see some RPO and they were going to see some quick game. A nice job there taking the throw away from the quarterback.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Might be changing the route.
29 Philly. 2-9 Philly. Ready, go.
2nd down. They'll go to the air. It's complete. Finds a little bit of room and finally wrestled out of bounds at the 43.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes too. He is a versatile guy.
All down, but they'll move the sticks as he picks up the 1st down.
Yeah, and this offense, listen, we're in warp speed, right? We got to score a bunch of points here. We're down. We're trailing. We got to go fast, but we also got to get 1st down. And that's a nice job sneaking in the run, getting the 1st down, and now we crank the tempo back up.
Working that left side. Oh, he's got some space. Touchdown, Flame. Once he got a step, it was all over, right to the house.
Big-time players make big plays in big games. It seems like each and every week when this guy has an opportunity in the end zone, he's coming up with a big one. That time, great job focusing on concentration. Defense not able to cover him. That's his now 10th receiving touchdown on the year.
Snap in the shotgun. Makes the grab in the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and that could be big as it draws him to within a field goal. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? So the kickoff team will come out after they turn in a score on that last drive. Out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Quickly complete. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the 1st. And the Canes can really attack on this 2nd and short. Here's the handoff. Chinging on the move. It'll be a 1st down at the 29.
And that hurts on defense, giving up the 1st on the ground like that. We're in a 1-possession game. You've got all 3 timeouts. I think you got to start burning them here to save some clock.
They knock him down after he picks up 5 out to the 34.
No doubt the offense at this point of the game with the lead late, they're going to try and run the football, and they're going to try and bleed the clock. They need all ball carriers to stay in bounds to keep this just like that guy did there.
Quick timeout call by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And if you didn't know this was a big play, the crowd is telling you. A huge third down. Finds space on the right. Turning it on. And he'll go out of bounds, and this aerial attack just continues to carve this defense into tiny slices.
And that is big time late in the game that you can trust your quarterback to still throw the football because you know it's only a few more first downs, and this one's over. Nice to have a guy like that you can trust.
And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. The defense uses their second timeout of the half as they try to get their act together. Here's an interception. Oh, did they need that turnover? Picked up a few extra on that return, but what a play by this defense to get the football.
Let's go. Talk about leaving the door open. Yes, please. You think they might run the clock out, run the football consistently? No, sir. They put it in the air. We forced the interception. Great job by the defense. When they needed it the most, they came through.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
And there's so much for a quarterback to think about. Stick it out in the belly. Do I pull it? Now when I pull it, I got to get my feet set, make an accurate throw to the right guy. So a lot of things going on, and I think that you saw that led to a little bit of inaccuracy.
They'll throw again after the incompletion. This one's complete. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37. The upset's been bubbling all day. Now at a full-fledged boil. Guys, see if they can finish it off.
Can the underdog hold on? That's the big question right now. They've done so many positive things in this game, David, to put themselves in position to win, but this is the critical moment where your execution has got to be at its best.
And sometimes you start thinking now, and you start letting that clock tick, and you stop kind of playing carefree. Keep doing what you've done all day long to build the lead, finish this thing out, pull off the big upset.
Pretty good effort on that one to work his way up to the 42.
Man, that 2-minute drill, man, you're searching for those first downs. You got to find them. Sometimes it's a run, sometimes it's a screen, whatever it is.
He makes the stop at the 43-yard line. It's a pickup of 15, and they've got it in plus territory. Whatever the fastest tempo they have is, that's what they'll use. Direct snap. Creates a little room. You want to talk about running behind your pads as he plows his way to the 35.
And this offense doesn't have very many runs left in them. They try to sneak in the run. Nice job by the defense making the tackle. But they've got to try to maximize their time, maximize their plays to try to get some points on the board.
Quick strike complete. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a first down.
There were very big expectations surrounding this guy coming into the season. He's delivered week in, week out. With that last catch, he's now got over 1,000 yards receiving on the year.
Looking to throw on first down. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
This is such an interesting moment for the offensive coordinator because you're already in field goal range with an opportunity to tie this game and send it to OT, but you want to be aggressive and you believe in your own playmakers to step up. And that's why they're still being aggressive in throwing the football, but there's a huge risk component with that. You can't take sacks and you can't turn it over. What do you do here if you're on offense?
They'll go back to the air on second down. Got his man on the outside. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. Ball spotted at the 27. They're facing a third and long to try to keep their hopes of a touchdown alive. Quarterback touch pass on the jet sweep. Gets away from one. Finds some space. Touchdown, Liberty. And inside a minute to go, they've got the lead.
Really good execution by this offense late in the game, under a minute, score to take the lead. It's what you draw up, it's what you dream about, but now my defense has to
And he's going to bring this one out. A lot of field in front of them as they open this possession from their own 20.
29 Philly.
First play of the drive, wants to throw. Using the quick game.
I know we're a long way up here in the booth, but guys, y'all remember that ball you could throw that whistled? That thing was whistling. It had so many RPMs.
From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. He moves the chains, and they'll mark the ball at the 33. Offense will use a timeout with 28 ticks remaining.
All right, nothing flashy there. He just did what it took to get the first down.
They've got to move quickly here. Still a chance, but they've got to force the ball down the field. Looking to throw on first down. And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game.
That's a good example there of complementary defense. DBs and linebackers are playing zone, playing their spaces, and they force the QB to have to hold the ball, try to work through his progressions, and then the pass rush, they win up front.
Catch in the middle, it's Brown. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short. It's really the most common type of upset we see every year. The home field advantage is so big, and especially when you have a ranked team come to town, they love to play spoiler.
Yes, and what needed to happen happened in this football game. Something good to happen early to get the belief and to get this crowd involved. And when the crowd gets involved, Jesse, it changes the game. And I think it had a lot to do with the outcome today.
I agree. I'll tell you, regardless whether this team is ranked or unranked, when their home crowd is like they were today, they're tough to beat, period. And you know this crowd and these fans, they're going to be celebrating this win for days and days to come.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.